Welcome back. Today, let's discuss build or buy decisions in data systems. In this mini course, you have learned about analytics, the infrastructure components, vendor options, and the usage of data systems beyond basic analytics capabilities such as reverse ETL. I hope my introduction gave you the starting points to browse and research what each component does and what the vendors offer in their services. But you may be wondering how you get started actually. Shall I hire a consultant or do I need to hire contractors or full-time employees? Or do it with managed services requiring no programming skills? All those options are valid in some cases and in others they are not ideal. So let's have a framework for the decision process. Here are the steps. Step 1. Define your business case. What problems are you going to solve in a data-driven way? Step 2. Identify data sources and targets. Which cloud application or database are you trying to pull the data from and load it into the data warehouse? Step number 3. Decide how to create a data pipeline from the data source to the data warehouse. In step 3, you have build or buy options. Once you figure out what data source you need, you can look into the managed data services I introduced in the vendor options lecture. Typically, on their company websites, they list the supported data sources. If you can find the application you are looking for, that's great. I recommend using the managed services. If you can't, you'll need to find someone or a company to build your data pipeline. Remember, when you build a data pipeline, you'll need to consider the total cost of ownership rather than just the one-time development cost. Things are changing fast in the world of tech and data, so what you built 6 months ago may need to be modified to keep up with the changes. How would you feel if one day suddenly data stops landing on the target data warehouse and you don't see the fresh information on the dashboard? That will be very disruptive to your business. So you need to consider monitoring and maintenance and clearly calculate the total cost of ownership. Your business cannot afford to decide based on inaccurate or stale data. That is why I recommended using managed services when it comes to a simple data extraction from popular cloud applications. The service is built for popular demand and tested by many other businesses with the same goals, so it's reliable and cheaper. What you have to pay is the monthly cost for the data flow. That way, your total cost of ownership is the subscription fee to the services. You don't have to pay the development overhead. Unfortunately, not all data sources are supported by managed services. This is especially true when you have proprietary data sources. In other cases, you'll need a custom data transformation. Then you may not have many options other than hiring somebody. If you're a big company with enough resources, you may consider starting to build your internal data engineering team. An internal team is worth investment if your analytics operation is sufficiently large. However, hiring full-time data engineers may not be an option for everybody. It also takes time to hire right engineers. If you are a small company or looking for a short time to value window, you may hire either a contractor or a service provider. Precaution: the data pipeline is more about maintenance. So, when you hire an individual contractor, make sure this person will be available throughout the pipeline's lifetime. Employees and contractors come and go, so a better option is probably to use a provider company. Make sure to work with a reputable company with a good customer testimonials. Good providers typically have their own framework for developing and maintaining flexible data pipelines. I also recommend working with a company that provides day-to-day monitoring service. This way, you can be sure they will troubleshoot as soon as your data pipeline encounters trouble. Also, find out if the provider offers free consulting sessions. In my experience, my clients rarely know exactly what they need to build from day one. We always discover edge cases even when the data ingestion and the transformation process looks straightforward. After seeing the initial result, clients are often inspired to modify the original specifications to improve things. So, understand the iterative nature of the development and work the terms with the provider. In summary, I discussed build or buy decisions in building data systems and steps involved. Step 1 is to create business case. Step 2 is to define your data source. And then step 3 is to determine whether your data source is supported by a managed service. If not, look for a contractor or service provider who can build and maintain. I always end the lecture video by asking homework questions, but today I'd like you to take a small but actual steps. Write down your business case on how a data system can make your business more profitable or efficient. Identify your data source. Research if the managed services are already supporting your data source. If not, decide whether you hire or use service providers. If you need help figuring this out, please book a time with me. I'm offering a free 30 minutes brainstorming session, so take advantage of it. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.